Hey guys, I hope everybody is well. We're going to tap in and get some messages. I'm Kristen. Let's ask the angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our energy for divine guidance with messages for our highest and greatest good. So it is and so it will be. All right. Let's tap into the energy and provide beautiful messages for the collective. Ooh, High Priestess. What are you keeping secret? I hear all the secrets that you keep while you're talking in your sleep. I hear all the secrets that you keep while you're talking in your sleep, and you close your eyes and you fall asleep. I don't even know all those words. It's fascinating though, whatever it is. Wow. High Priestess, Six of Cups, Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. There is something going on here. Oh yeah, Seven of Cups. Oof, there's like a spiritual lesson playing out. King of Cups, bottom of the deck. I feel like it has something to do with what somebody did for money. I feel like there's maybe even as it relates to a past dynamic. I feel like there might have been some sort of like aggression or some sort of game that somebody was playing. I feel like somebody, maybe a group, were playing a game to create, or maybe they're doing something that was really like attached to the earthly desire is what I'm getting. I feel like there's a lot of like back and forth going on. Maybe there's a lot of talk. Could be a lot of chaos and conflict that was created against somebody that is in the past here. Look, I have a Tower and I have the Ten of Wands. Is this in the reverse? No, in the upright? Okay, must have been. I usually have my cards in reverse, so I usually ask. All right. So we have some stuff going down here, guys. It seems like I'm picking up on some karmic energy, and that's just what's going on, and that's kind of where some of the energy is in the cycle, right? And there's an end here. So I feel like things are coming to an end, and it might be very drastic. It might be very embarrassing. It might be someone kind of walking away in shame, regret, feeling like, you know, this is like everything's adding up, okay? I feel like everything's adding up, and there's like this massive downfall playing out here. All right, so I feel like it has something to do with like someone operating from their shadow energy and maybe entertaining a lot of different things. So things could be, maybe they're not paying attention at work, maybe they are entertaining other options, maybe they are spinning stories, maybe someone's stories aren't all adding up anymore, or there's some sort of like misbehavior going on here. And the reason I say that is because of the Five of Wands. I feel like there might have been a lot of stories told or some sort of like illusions here. I'm getting like trickery. Okay, I'm getting trickery. And then with the Hierophant, I'd say there is some sort of like something's playing out here when it comes to like either there was a contract or there's contracts playing out here. I'm also getting like maybe it has something to do with like the influence of a situation and how it's going to maybe be a spiritual lesson of some kind. Yeah, I'm getting the High Priest and High Priestess. So I would say there's something coming in here that is going to be interesting, that's for sure. What is this? Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords. Wow. Someone is realizing that whatever they went towards created a demise, an ending. Like whatever they thought that they were gonna benefit from was actually a loss. Maybe somebody's finally understanding like and accepting the inevitable of a situation. Let's see. Can you guys see all this? There we go. There. Justice, divine justice. I feel like there's been a lot of action, a lot of attempts, a lot of things that have been like on repeat, and really not feeling like anyone's getting anywhere. It's like, ugh, you know, I'm sick of tired of carrying this burden around with me. All right, so I feel like whatever this might have been, I feel like a burden was released for one, and I feel like there was like creating more burdens, and so there's this like, there's been things collected up to this point. So maybe there's some karmic debt that's been accrued as it relates to whatever situation this is. All right, I feel like, you know, someone chose, you know, the wonderful temptations of the earthly realm. So we're talking about like temptation, passion, danger, obsessive thoughts, even chasing false security, wealth, hollow victory, and secrets beyond our reach. Okay? And I'm getting like there was more than one person involved. So I'm getting like there's like a community, a group, maybe even a friend group, maybe it's a work group. I feel like it could even be family. So whatever this is, you know, there was a blessing in all of this, okay? There was a blessing in all of this. Maybe it was difficult to see that at first, look, judgment. And then I have what? The Two of Cups. Damn. Knight of Pentacles. All right, so I'm getting like, you know, someone from your past, you know, instead of like being a partner, you know, in life with you and going through lessons together, I feel like there might have been someone who took like a different path. All right, and I feel like they went after finances, stability, security, appearances, you know, and I feel like, you know, they might have been instigated or advised, or maybe they listened to a group and accepted some sort of temptation, or maybe this group kind of said, yeah, go ahead, you know, you should do that, and they went ahead and did it. And what actually happened was like it led them to a path of destruction. Whatever this group kind of, you know, rallied this person to do from a place of wounding, shadow. So maybe there was something that was going on that people were doing behind the scenes that was really destructive in nature and created a lot of pains and sufferings for people. All right, I feel like somebody may have gone in a direction and made some sort of emotional fulfillment. This is kind of like a serial dater, someone who, you know, entertains many options, not just one option. So I feel like maybe someone chose the wrong option, or someone lost an option as a result of juggling many. There's a bit of that. I feel like someone could be dealing with some temptation and the judgment of that, and the direction, the way they took and how they handled the situation. I mean, someone could be hiding behind their burdens, not willing to kind of face reality here. So that's what I'm getting like the Towers here for, is to kind of like force somebody to deal with their own stuff. Maybe this is someone who tends to bring their stuff to other people, and therefore it never really gets put down, right? It just gets projected. There was some sort of commitment here, or there will be, or there's this acknowledgement that, you know, whatever didn't work out in the past is like for your betterment. And I'm getting like the judgment here for you is that you will get something that's even keeled, something that's deserving, something that's equal, something that's divine. Okay. And here's that person, here's that energy, King of Wands. There is information, okay, and it's moving fast around this group, okay? I feel like everybody's finding something out. Could be what somebody did behind the scenes, okay, that they don't want everyone to find out about, or this might cause some sort of embarrassment. I feel like there's like potentially a group that's at odds with one another or at odds with this person. I feel like there could be some fear when it comes to, you know, when all this comes out, right? I feel like people could be in fear. They could be watching people going through towers in their lives and they're like, shit, you know, when's it, you know, is it going to happen to me? So there's a lot of chatter. I feel like somebody's like going to be put out of their misery or something like that, or misery loves company kind of thing. It's like, if I can't win, you can't win, like, you know. So someone like will sacrifice themselves in hopes to sacrifice somebody else, or someone will straight up sacrifice somebody else so that they don't have to take accountability is also what I'm getting. All right. Let's see. I mean, this tower's coming in, so it can like be some sort of like, someone's like resisting change, right? And sometimes when there's resistance, you know, the universe will come in and give us a swift kick in the you know what. So I'm getting like someone's getting a swift kick in the you know what. So I'm also getting that like these are like spiritual teachers, advisors, experienced souls here. So there might have been someone who wanted, or energy that wanted to come in here, and then we have an Empress that comes flying out. So that's who might be receiving this offer here. But I'm getting that, like, this is a bit of like divinely guided lessons. All right. Some of this is like meant to elevate somebody's position, but I feel like, you know, someone got a little too ahead of themselves when it comes to their ego. It's like, oh, if I can get this one, then, you know, I can get so many others, you know, watch me. I feel like they were looking for outside validation, and they felt like they were in competition with their friend group. And so they may have done something, you know, that they're regretting now. Yeah, I feel like they're regretting this. Seven of Pentacles is like somebody looking at like, you know, for the past 5 years I've been doing this, or, you know, I've worked really hard on this and it's really not getting me anywhere, or I've paid all this money, I've made all these concessions and compromises and put in this hard work, and it's like, I feel like I'm getting nowhere. So this would be evaluating, you know, your investments. So someone might be very much, you know, reevaluating things in their life, like where, you know, what's gone right, what's gone wrong, how do I make improvements, how do I get back on track? There's a bit of that. There could be an awakening here. So someone may be forced to kind of like see what's real, what's not real. Right? Like evaluating our systems and our physical reality. Maybe there's a bit of like some alignment needed here, some direction maybe. Maybe, yeah. Oof, Moon card coming flying out underneath my table. All right. There you go, there's the moon. All right, now look at this. Yeah. Feel like somebody was stuck in an illusion, and it could have very much been casted by somebody. Okay, we are talking about like spirit, you know, high ranking energy over here. All right, Moon card, subconscious. Someone, as a result of their own subconscious mind, might have sabotaged something because they couldn't see something clearly. There was like where's the on the floor? Yeah, look it. Remember how I said something might have been spell casted? Yeah. And then I have the Hierophant. So this has something to do with like conflicting belief systems. So I feel like that might have been what you were battling, is maybe somebody was dealing with someone who casted illusions on them and swayed them away from something that they were involved in. All right, I'm getting the High Priestess, the Six of Cups, and the Hierophant. These are clarifying those three. You have a Queen of Wands, a Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon. So somebody was up to shenanigans, okay? Someone was shenaniganing, and it created some sort of pileup on aisle 5, okay? So I feel like someone is like, shit, now I'm in a worse position than when I started off. Or maybe someone, you know, said, hey, if you do this, this, and this, you know, you're going to get this, this, and that. And maybe that was a lie. The Moon, that was to kind of like trap somebody, keep them stuck, keep them confused. Okay? So this Queen of Wands was trying to keep an energy confused. All right? It very much could have been this King of Pentacles who was after financial gain. And so they went into a union that was not favored, not blessed, not in alignment, not for their highest and greatest good. And they worked with this energy to create illusions. Okay? Okay. This is interesting. Yeah, Five of Swords, confirming the Five of Wands, and them taking action and practicing spell work. All right, this Queen of Wands, this King of Pentacles, this Five of Swords energy, as well as the Five of Wands. So part of what they were doing is they were spreading lies and defamation of character so that people would believe their narrative, and therefore putting that out into the energy, you know, they think that that creates some sort of projection and can affect like what happens in your life, right? And they might have even taken it a step further, right, to do the spell work here. But I feel like they were coming up against an Empress here, but I feel like they didn't realize who this Empress was, right? I think maybe behind the scenes someone thought that they were bigger and stronger, whatever you want to call it. They were in competition. And here's the thing, like, you know, there's no competition. And so I feel like that's also being learned. Like, what are you truly fighting for, right? Like, what are you trying to win? I feel like they're going to learn a difficult lesson. That's what they're going to win. Okay? Yeah, Seven of Wands. I feel like you stand up and you hold your ground, right? And nothing they can do will affect you. You're so protected is what I'm getting. They can send it and you're going to use it to build something with. That's how that works. You're a magician. You're an alchemist, all right? An Empress energy knows how to use energy to create from, okay? Ace of Cups, right? And then there's also the vibration of love. Okay. I feel like everyone's going to see this ending. I feel like people are going to know the truth about what really happened. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of exposure and it will be visible. I'm also getting this situation with this Queen of Wands and this not working out, this union, this commitment, and it ending is for their greatest and highest good. Okay, they're not meant to be with this energy. It was only a karmic contract, a karmic lesson. Okay, so that they could see how they are in a relationship. It's like this relationship came in to show them who they are. Right? It was like a bit of mirroring going on. Like, here are the things that you were carrying around with you, you know, over and over and over again and not dealing with them. And so here's an opportunity, if you so take it, to work through these things and free yourself from the burdens and the pain and the suffering that you have experienced in this lifetime and the past. So I feel like whatever's coming in or whatever's playing out here is so that something could be released and forgiven and left behind, so that there's this acceptance, self-acceptance, okay? So I have that. So this massive ending, this massive tower that's going on with this couple that came after you, or the collective that, you know, a lot of us are picking up on, it's coming to an end, okay? It's coming to an end. You are to continue focused on what you're guided to focus on. Like, things are coming to a point where you just have to sit back and watch and let things play out naturally, okay? You've taken the inspired action needed. You have shifted your direction, and you are on solid footing, okay? Look at King of Swords, Judgment, Archangel Michael, okay? This is divine law. This is authority. This also can represent like the military, the police, the legal system. So I'm getting like there could be some sort of legal issues or accountabilities here as it relates to what's been going on here. Okay, so someone could be dealing with the law. All right, Page of Cups energy. Yeah, oof, flying cards today. Yeah, look at Three of Swords. Three of Swords. All right, Two of Cups, Three of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of heartache and betrayal here. A lot of backstabbing. I feel like love is painful as we know it here. But I feel like this was a bit of self-inflicted too. Maybe a very hard, difficult decision to make when it comes to love and maybe how we share ourselves with people. I'm getting like that very much could be what's going on here, is that maybe there's some sort of conflict, fight, argument going on between two people. Maybe the police are being called as a result of someone maybe stepping out on this relationship. I feel like this is a bit of like, you know, what somebody does is being done to them. It's kind of like Uno reverse energy I'm getting. Yeah, and I feel like there could be the law involved here is also what I'm getting. Okay, we'll do one more round. All right. The Star. Yeah, there's, you know, I feel like you might have been an energy or someone in here that I'm picking up on energetically has strong healing energy, very positive, you know, very hopeful and helpful. Like they're just a good, kind person. I feel like you do have a lot of like uniqueness about you. You're like a unicorn. When I see the Star card, I think of a unicorn, like you're unique in your own right. But sometimes people don't understand your uniqueness, okay? And then I have a Two of Wands. So there is something that you're being called to do, and it's not involving any of this. And so you kind of you're moving in a new direction towards something that involves like bigger picture thinking and acting. I feel like you're going to maybe experience like a soul mission, something you're feeling very called to do. I feel like maybe this Queen of Wands may have had an inkling that you have, you know, an important mission here, and maybe they were meant to interfere, but I feel like you're one of these divine pairs, okay? And I feel like you have a long history when it comes to like ancient ancestors, okay? So you come from a strong line of like having spiritual authority here. So yeah, you very much could be, you know, the first card out was a High Priestess. So yeah, you very well could be like a reincarnated High Priest or High Priestess, maybe all the way back to, you know, ancient kingdoms. I'm getting like, you know, again, more of this kind of energy. I know they're naked, but it's the Lovers. And this talks about like the union of self, right? And being able to activate the light body and have the ability to astral travel and go to other dimensions, right? This is like an activation card as well, not just in the physical, but also in the spiritual. You have the support of the universe. So this is also telling me like there's some sort of thing that you're meant to carry out. And it's like your own pilgrimage here. It's a spiritual pilgrimage here that you're meant to participate in with the star, the Two of Wands. I feel like, you know, you experienced and gained what you needed, and now you can go on this mission. It's like you've received clear passage. And then with the Lovers here, I'm getting like divine guidance, right? You receive divine guidance for decision making, specifically as it relates to what you're here to do, your purpose being activated. Okay. So there was like outside influences trying to prevent this from happening. Page of Swords, Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of immature energy over here. Everybody's kind of like sitting back watching. Maybe, you know, someone was definitely giving their love and passion to many. I feel like it might have been on something that people can watch. So there could be a video going around of like proof, or there's evidence or photos, or this could be on the internet. Okay, with the people are watching, researching, looking things up, investigating even. There might have been, like, it might have reached a child. I'm getting, like, children here. I'm not sure what's up with the children. 10 of Cups. This might have been done around a child or in a home. What is this? 10 of Cups. I see 7 of Swords. You know, maybe there's this energy of thinking that they would always be able to return back to you, or they would like to return back to you, or there's some sort of fear. There could be like somebody watching to see if someone wants to return back to you. And if they do, there's like plans and plots. So there could be an energy that's in fear because they're afraid of what someone might do if they do try to come back to you. So there's a bit of fear of what somebody holds as far as information. So there very well could be somebody who has a lot of evidence, a lot of proof, knows a lot of things about somebody, and could be using it as like blackmail or a way to like manipulate a situation or keep somebody in a place of fear or concern. Not being able to trust. There's like a lack of trust here when it comes to this energy. Yeah. I feel like somebody sacrificed their blessing here so that they could like fulfill fantasies here, is what I'm getting. So I have a 7 of Cups, so this would be, you know, playing the field here with their wand. Maybe they're interested in, you know, I'm not sure. I don't know that I want to know. I'm good, thank you. No more information with that. Ah! Cards come flying out. Look it. Oh my God, look what card came out. Okay? Yeah. Someone is definitely ashamed. There's a bit of feeling ashamed. Feeling like, you know, they couldn't really be seen. They can't really account for why they do the things they do. They just do. And again, that's why, like, we got to deal with our stuff, right? If we want to move forward and have a better experience, then we have to, you know, focus on some things that, you know, we've let just kind of go to the wayside and not deal with. Okay, there's that. I feel like somebody doesn't really appreciate what they have until it's too late, right? They go somewhere else and they experience something, and then they want to like circle back thinking like, oh, you know, there's energy just pondering, you know, to be with them. And it's like, no, like, you know, let's see, like all these cups are empty for a reason. It's because the relationship felt empty, right? There's this like pretending to be something that you're not. So it's like con man energy. It's like you have this relationship with somebody, or con person. It doesn't have to be a man, but it's like you have this relationship with somebody, and at the end of it, you're like, I had no idea who this person was the entire time. Like who is this? All right, there's this, who is this? Who are you? Who are you? And it's like you don't even know who they are because they were never authentic, right? They're always trying to get one up on somebody. 4 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's this moving on to greener pastures, okay? And I feel like somebody's going to have to watch this happen. All right, I have an Ace of Swords here. Okay, so I feel like this union, right, is divinely protected. The truth would be revealed about what somebody did to maybe a commitment here, a high level commitment, or what they tried to do. What is this? 5 of Cups, King of Wands coming in. This is new energy, this King of Wands. So I'm getting like, because there's this like sneaky energy, this King of Wands is coming in to provide some sort of like protection, security, truth as it relates to this union here. Okay, so I'm getting like there's a masculine, a strong leader, fire sign energy that's gonna kind of like take the reins here and stand up and ensure that whatever happens is happening for the right reasons. It's like doing the right thing, okay? Someone's gonna come in here and do the right thing where somebody couldn't. So it's like someone is being replaced, okay? That's what I'm getting. Okay, got it. I was like, is that what you want to say? They're like, let's embellish a little bit. And then we have a Queen of Swords. Yeah. There's an energy of like, you know, being open to receive, but then having the ability to discern whether it's for the right reasons or not, right? And also like understanding that there is something here that I was getting like infiltrated energy, okay? So there could be that too. King of Cups. Let's see. Water sign, air sign, fire sign, confusion. Someone created some sort of contract with this energy from the past, and they're having to fulfill that contract. And the attempt was to keep both of these from not having clarity about their mission, what they're meant to do, and the communication, like the spiritual communication here, being able to choose the right path. There was energy here that may have, like, you know, there might have been addictions here that someone needed to deal with when it came to, you know, this partnership or this dynamic, and maybe they're being forced to kind of like decide, like, do you want to have this kind of experience or that kind of experience? I feel like someone is definitely learning what they don't want. That's for sure. And then I have a 9 of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot of overindulgence playing out here. It's like somebody doesn't know how to like stop whatever it is, all right? I feel like this energy is manipulating this energy. And it's like this energy kind of wants to use this energy to come towards the Queen of Swords, which is also the Star and the High Priestess. And so maybe this King of Cups doesn't really quite understand why they're making choices and decisions or feeling confused about decisions, it's because they have attachments. They have some sort of like energy around them that is manipulating their mind. Okay? There's things that this energy needs to face because it's presenting in their reality, their mindset. And then now it's affecting, that they're overindulging in something. So there's energy here being manipulated, controlled. Yeah, look, temperance, angel energy. I feel like if you pick up on this person's projections, you're able to transmute it and alchemize it. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's like 22 pickup today. Ace of Cups. Yeah, exactly. You turn whatever this is into love, and you do it on like a large scale. As I burp. Yeah, I feel like love wins no matter what, no matter how you look at it. Like, you're not going to believe or accept any attempts to get you off your path, right? So whatever they're trying to do, whatever this manipulation is, you're transmuting it. You're using it. You see it as energy is energy, okay? Like, someone is haunted. Because nothing they sent your way is working. Nothing they've done is working. And they're like, shit. I feel like they're drinking their sorrows away, okay? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Someone chose a gold digger. Oh, that's not what you want to say. Okay, hold on a second. Let me take that back. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Somebody said a whole lot about what you do and how you do it and how you don't deserve what you receive, and so they may have slandered, defamed your character. Okay, because you doing better than them makes them look bad. And they can't look bad because they're narcissistic. Okay, and they hide. I feel like, they said that you were breadcrumbing or giving to others behind their back, and what they did is they told on themselves. Okay? Because look, the truth is being revealed, all right, about who this person truly is. Your character speaks for itself, and I feel like all the secrets are coming out. Okay? Someone is abusive. Someone is like mean-spirited, pessimistic, just, says whatever they want to say and doesn't care how it affects anybody. All right, I feel like they are going to have to accept defeat. All right, they will be defeated. They do not have favor. They're not allowed in your energy, and that's when you use the sword of discernment. You speak the truth. All right, like, they juggled themselves right into the hands of the devil. All right, they trauma bonded, and now they have to be responsible for the effects that they have caused. Okay. Two of Pentacles is like, what goes around comes around, baby. So they're about to accept some defeat. Okay. They waged war. They got a war. And I feel like they know what's coming. They know it's coming. And so does their friend group. So does their family. So do their coworkers. So do those who they worked with to create this demise. They think that they have friends. They think that they have people that support them. They're finding out the truth that these people don't care about them. And they're going to be forced to walk away from these people. Okay? Because there's no love there. And they're going to have to go on a solo mission so that they can be... Yeah, look at... And then we have the Sun and the Ace of Wands coming out. Yeah, I feel like they waged war against God. And I feel like if they have a choice, I'm getting like with the Ace of Wands, this is telling me like there is an opportunity to forgive and move on with your life. and create something new, okay? So, I mean, they legit came after a divine being, one that's meant to create here with God. And so, yeah, there's gonna be difficult things that, you know, are gonna play out for this energy because of what they've done. We have an opportunity coming in that is gonna help make this like new transition kick off. Like there's this whole like kickoff here. Okay, justice is playing out as well. I feel like they may have messed with your finances, and as a result of that, that's where they're going to be affected, where you will be blessed. Okay, blessed and blessed, and that's justice. That's justice playing out here. So I feel like what's fair is you are receiving an opportunity to co-create, okay, and do something that you came here to do originally, and they do not have any effect on your destined path. They may have thought they did, and as a result they created this hot mess for themselves, and now they find themselves in defeat, and now they're having to pay the price for messing with a divine being. Okay? There's that. Alright. Look at, they may be holding on tightly to finances, but eventually it's just going to fall right the fuck out of their pockets. Right into your pockets, okay? Right out of their pockets, out of their bank accounts, and into your lap. Right? So it's kind of like the divine uses you to bless others, but also uses you to like reset the scales, okay? That would be the Six of Pentacles, right? Yeah. All right, then. Yeah, there's a bit of like, all things kind of just going upside down. Like I feel like someone's life feels like it's going upside down. Their finances, so that would be like their home, their car, their work, their job, upside down. Their relationships with people, upside down, right? We have a Knight of Pentacles. And it's like it's going to continue to do this over and over again until they make some sort of amends. Like they have to, like this is a bit of like doing what's right, feeling responsible, accountable, regardless of how long it takes. Like there's something that someone needs to bring to somebody else, and it's truth, it's clarity. It may be in the form of an apology. There's something coming in. What's this Knight of Pentacles? Right, the World card. Yeah, I feel like what goes around comes around, and I feel like this could be the evidence of that, or the truth of that, or someone wants to bring something to you that is going to help once and for all shut the door. Okay, this completes the whole thing, and you're ready to move to the next level. Okay, look at Emperor in reverse. Is that what this is? Messages about an Emperor in reverse. How they found themselves stuck and stagnant and trapped. Okay. Yep, Four of Swords in reverse. I feel like someone has not healed. Someone is potentially in some sort of spiritual or physical sickness, mental illness even, maybe even finding themselves unwell. So I feel like, you know, maybe this is what you're receiving is some sort of awareness in the physical realm that someone is very unwell. And as a result of being unwell, whether that's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. Taking help might resonate. I'm not a doctor, but these cards don't look good. Let's just stick with that. Okay, I feel like somebody has fallen into the trap, right? Their own self-limiting beliefs, sabotages, you know, things in their life, right? Including relationships, and having to be accountable for these things. So I feel like if you're not going to be accountable, I feel like, you know, there's, you know, effects of this. There's, like, fine, we'll show you we'll show you how it's going to work. I feel like if someone's like refused change, right, to make changes, then change will come whether you like it or not. I'm getting change will come whether you like it or not. I feel like someone is really struggling when it comes to having any type of courage. I feel like they're a bit of a coward is what I'm getting. Yeah, they're not able to communicate. They won't communicate because they're a coward. Okay, and it has something to do with this third party in reverse. All right. I feel like this third party in reverse is what's going to seal the deal when it comes to their karma. Okay, so they're going to expose them in the worst way. All right. Okay. Or they're both going down. I'm getting fire sign, Leo. Look, 9 of Pentacles here. And the Sun card. Yeah, I feel like what's going to come out is all the secrets that they were hiding behind the scenes to try to prevent this 9 of Pentacles from being in this energy, okay? From prospering, from moving on. And I feel like all the energy they sent out is returning back. And the both of them are cowards, including the group that they worked with. They're all going down, okay? We have the 4 of Swords in reverse. So this is not peace. This is not healing. This is the opposite. This would be, you know, reaching some sort of ending, okay? And not being able to get out of it. Like, you sealed your fate energy and you're cowards, okay? So I feel like it's important for you to recognize that, you know, these energies are cowards, and you kind of need to see them that way so that you can understand, like, they can't go with you, not where you're going, okay? So sometimes this gets revealed so that it can be cleared out, so that you truly can close this and move on and elevate, okay? Evolve. This is about your soul evolution here. All right, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Yeah, they're going to continue to repeat what they need to learn because they haven't learned it. All right, so there's a bit of like needing to pay off karma in order to go to the next phase, okay? Whereas you paid off your karma, in fact, you've accrued good karma and you're able to move on to the next phase, okay? So if we're talking about like ascension path, awakening path, you know, dealing with your karmic contracts and resolving them and closing out those contracts and learning the lessons and applying what you've learned, that's what I'm talking about here, okay? So this would be people who are working to resolve things here so that we can co-create a new experience and not repeat what's already been done, okay? I feel like someone hasn't learned, they keep repeating the same things over and over again. I feel like it's generational. So if someone was like a philanderer in this lifetime, okay, having to entertain many options, I'm getting like their sibling might have done this, their father might have done this, their mother might have done this. I feel like their friend group does this, or they approve of this, or they egg it on, or they encourage it, or they watch. There's a lot of, you know, I'm also getting like 2 masculine energies here. So that could be representing like same-sex energy here, but it doesn't have to be masculine or feminine. There's no judgment here. I'm just kind of like was curious about the page energies and, you know, the multiple options here and the sexual and other earthly desires. And I was like, okay, well, like, what's going on here, right? So I feel like there might have been a lot of, and then I have the Ace of Wands. So there's something here that, you know, is coming to light that maybe people are going to be shocked about. But it doesn't have to be that. I feel like it could just be somebody like exploring options, maybe self-discovery. Maybe they haven't been able to really discover things about themselves, have experiences that they want. Maybe this was a way for them to do that. However, I feel like, you know, it's created some sort of blockage for them. So there's something that needs to be unblocked. All right, Emperor in reverse here. So whatever they did, they fell from grace in some way. They may put on a mask pretending that they, you know, are this father figure. They are this leader. They're someone that should be respected. And I'm getting like, you know, how can you gain respect when you don't respect yourself or anyone else? I'm getting like a lack of respect. Yeah, there's a need to move on because this is something that no longer serves you. And I'm also getting like maybe this Emperor in reverse needs to move on. Choose peace. Okay, we have some sort of like passionate energy. I'm getting like follow your passions. Continue to follow your passions and protect your peace. Okay, your passions and protecting your peace is worth it. Then I have that you're working on self-mastery here. I have the Hanged Man. So this tells me that like you go within for guidance. You receive enlightened information, and from that you create. So there's something you're doing that you're co-creating with source, okay, divine energy. Might be gaining a new perspective here, a new outlook on life. You might be someone who walks in God's light. Yeah, Queen. I'm getting like you're throwing a weights. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah. I feel like you've learned quite a bit. But you don't need to take all this with you. So I feel like that's the freedom of the fool is like, okay, like, I understand the assignment. And now you're like applying the assignment. So I love that. I love that for you. Wow, this has almost been an hour. Let's see what these cards are. This is what we don't know, I guess. So this tells me a dark night of the soul. This talks about an ego death. I feel like there is this legacy playing out or some sort of promise of generational wealth, but all it did was put somebody in the wounded warrior. I feel like be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. And here's all the burdens that you caused someone else. They're now in your reality. So it's like be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. Because the magician is the manifester as well as the alchemist. And so maybe somebody thought that they could take out the magician, but all they did was make the magician even stronger. I'm also getting that. So fascinating. I feel like it's all for your soul's growth and development. So these lessons, regardless of how they play out, very important on your earthly experience. And that's why we're here, folks. That's why we're here, to learn lessons, to experience life on earth and all the laws and rules that apply to the experience of earth, right? So if you don't know what those laws are, you should look them up. I think that it's important that you kind of expand your awareness so that you understand what these laws are so that you can apply them in your life. And so that if you are dealing with things that you need to bring into balance, you could rely on those laws to help you, all right? And, you know, maybe operate a little differently. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've been picking up a lot of energy here when it comes to karmic energy and closing out cycles and learning what we've meant to learn and heal what we need to heal. There's a lot of things coming to the surface for resolution. So if you're feeling called to reflect, do that deep dive, then, you know, go for it. If you need support, I'm here for you. I have all kinds of events coming up, so check out the website betweenbothworlds.org to sign up for events. I have a mediumship development course workshop coming up on the 10th. Every week we have 2 circles where you can come and kind of like practice your channeling, practice your tarot, receive divine guidance, intuitive mediumship messages even. So those are weekly, twice a week. It's $20 a month to attend those every week. There's also full moon readings and energy circles that are happening every month, as well as a new moon. So a lot of different opportunities, numerous price points to get engaged, to receive divine guidance. So hopefully I'll see you guys at some of those, and I'll check you out next time.